Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone who rule well and taught me this truth. Peace, blessings, salutations, and mercies to the elect and the one-third remnant out there listening and doing this word with all faith and sincerity. Scattered amongst the nations in the four corners of the earth. To you I say Shalom, Lord willing, this video is edifying. It's going to be sitting around a couple articles I got. And first one is by naturalnews.com, and it's entitled Biden's Railroad Union Deal Collapses. Freight rail workers ready to strike. All right. Like it. All right, so if if there is a strike, which it will likely be, because, they can't seem to come to agreement, prepare for even higher prices and even bigger shortages, because, whether you know it or not, the trains, the railroads are a key element to the American economy, right? To keeping everything afloat, especially with transportation. America transports a lot of its goods via the train, right? And from the look of it, they're going to be going on strike pretty soon. As predicted, the American railroad system is on the verge of shutting down as fake President Joe Biden talks with rail unions unravel. And obviously they got a bias, they don't like, creepy, sleepy Joe, and they clearly feel as if he didn't win the election, because they put fake president, But either way is rigged, though. Joe Biden he's just the face. We are told that Biden's tentative rail union deal completely fell apart on Monday after a freight rail workers union patently rejected it. The Brotherhood of Maintenance of Way Employees Division of the Team Masters, BMWED, said it rejected Biden's advances because management still refuses to offer paid time off to workers for illness or family emergency. And that shows you, Esau is just, he's a piece of shit, man. If that's all they asking for, he don't even want to give you that, though, right? But you people love this man so much, right? Especially you so-called Negroes and Latinos and Native Americans. He don't want to give you paid time off, man. Railroaders are discouraged and upset with working conditions and compensation and hold their employer in low regard. And I know this off subject, but hey, it has to be said. You women completely dismember your own family. You choose a career over your goddamn family, right? And this nigga don't even want to give you paid time off. Shows the condition of the people here in America, man. Just through, right? And this place is collapsing all around, clearly. Announced Union President Tony D. Cardwell in a statement. Railroaders do not feel valued. They resent the fact that management holds no regard for their quality of life. Illustrate, and that's because Esau really wants you to just be a slave, man. That's why he's gonna digitally implant you. He's gonna put a digital tag on you, right? So he can monitor you and really, have you in complete subjection. Next article, this is foxbusiness.com. Biden to release 10 million more barrels from strategic petroleum reserves in November in wake of OPEC cuts, right? And, on one hand, you got America's pretty much infrastructure under threatened by strikes, right? And then you got, on the other hand, America's reserves, being taken, or being used. Biden, as the title read, right? President Biden on Wednesday said he would release 10 million more barrels of oil from the U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserve in November in a move to counter rising gas prices again. So on the other hand, you running out of reserve gas for your country, or reserve petrol, right? So if there is, and there will be, when there is a critical, something critical happens to where you can no longer import, or export your oil or whatever, then you ain't gonna have no oil to operate on yourself, man. That's the whole point of it. It's called reserve for a reason. It's wartime oil, right? How you distribute, because in the time of war, you ain't gonna have trading just going back and forth and shit. No, it's all that's gonna be shut down, right? And America already shut down its drilling operations, So instead of just opening back up the oil, the oil drills, start back drilling for oil, you take out of your own reserve oil only to artificially keep prices of it down, right? Until after the elections, man. Which shows you that, the leadership here in Babylon is just completely, shooting itself in the foot, man. It's shooting itself in the foot. His decision was announced just hours after the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries said it would cut oil production by 2 million barrels a day. The cuts will restore the oil market for top producers like Saudi Arabia and Russia, but are also expected to drive up costs at the pump globally, right? So, America's going to run out of reserve oil pretty soon, because you just can't keep, digging into your reserves, for no good reasons. I think it's already under like a certain percentage of oil for the first time ever, right? And then he going in there, digging in there, getting more, Egypt is through, man. This is Isaiah 19 and 3. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. So the Lord said he's going to destroy the counsel of Egypt, man. And you clearly see that, man. I mean, you can't, all you have to do was give niggas a break. And then, which will be beneficial if you actually opened up, oil drills again. It would be beneficial for America. But guess what? The Lord ain't putting it in the minds of these the leaders, of this godforsaken place to do things to prolong and sustain. No, the Lord he's putting it in our minds to self-destruct. And that's evident, America's self-destructing, And I'm gonna get this here in verse 5. And the waters shall fail from the sea, and the rivers shall be wasted and dried up. And this is talking about ancient Egypt, right? But this is really talking about America, right? This is how the Lord destroyed ancient Egypt, but he's doing it again, you know, to modern Egypt, okay? And the waters shall fail from the sea, and the rivers shall be wasted and dried up, and they shall turn the rivers far away, and the brooks of the fence shall be empty and dried up. The reeds and flags shall wither, the paper reeds by the brooks, by the mouth of the brooks, and everything sown by the brooks shall wither, be driven away, and be no more. And this, this is basically, fucking up Egypt's economy, right? This is the Lord talking about how he's going to destroy Egypt's economy, right? And back in ancient Egypt, I want to say it was the Nile was a big part of Egypt's wealth, and the economy at their time, and the same here with America, except this with oil. Is it not the petrodollar, right? So those prices of oil got to stay down. So the dollar pretty much could still be, the choice of payment, right? But if you having to dig into your reserves just to keep prices level, you ain't doing something right, man. Right? Obviously, there is hard times for the economy, and we know that they already said we're technically in a recession. They're talking about a global collapse, right, of the economic system, which will happen, right? So that means all the ways in which, America has been prospering in the past is, coming to an end, man. The paper, or so like verse 8, the fishers also shall mourn, and all these business owners, right? A lot of businesses closed when the pandemic happened. So this has been a continuing thing, but we entering pretty much now into the climax, man. Where it's all coming together and it's all coming full circle. The fishers also shall mourn, so like you. And all they that cast angle into the brooks shall lament, and they that spread nets upon the waters shall languish. Moreover, they that work and find flax, and they that weave networks shall be confounded. See? So pretty much the things that were happening in Egypt is happening in America. Of course, it's not going to be the rivers. Well, you know what? Even the Mississippi River, the biggest river in America, it's like it was drying up, right? They telling you the lakes is drying up, right? America's got to tap into its oil reserves. So every the food, there's a agricultural shortage, right, on different things, So America's feeling the pains of economic, destruction, really. Because that's where it's only going to get worse, And they shall be broken in the purposes thereof, and all that make sluices and puns for fish. Surely the princes of Zoan are fools, and the counsel of the wise counselors of Pharaoh is become brutish. How say ye unto Pharaoh, I am the son of the wise, the son of ancient kings? And that's when you look at the leadership of this place. It's a fucking joke. America is a joke, and it's all been done, all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. He's systematically drugged this place down. He's broken this place down piece by piece, man. Death by 1,000 cuts, right? And it seems like every day it's a new headline coming out about something else going wrong in the realm of America, right? This is Ecclesiastes 12:3. In that day, when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few. They're talking about, and I should have got the article. 200,000 people are going to be losing their jobs in the next coming months, you know. And if they telling you that much, it's probably, going to be even more. That's just what they predicted, right? So this is just the beginning of the economic woes. This is going to continue until there's literally nothing. And that's when Esau is going to bring in, that digital implant to restore order, right? Because it's going to get disorderly, to say the least. And the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. See, because the future of America is very bleak. It's uncertain, right? It's uncertain, and people are starting to see it. There's nothing but criticism that's coming from both the left and the right side of America, right? Because they're starting to see the picture. This 2 Ezra 6:22, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, right? Because America's economy is under attack, by the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. The Egyptians err in every way, roughly paraphrasing. That's later on in Isaiah 19. They stagger as if, or they stagger with strong drink, right? And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall suddenly be afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. See? So it's all going it's all gonna come together, and then it's just gonna escalate up into the point to where it's gonna be a complete disregard, for for the average citizen, right? A civil war, pretty much, because people are in the quest for food and water. They're not gonna care about each other, and as these economic woes continue, the infrastructure continues to be attacked, then the problems of the people are only going to exacerbate, and people are going to be more desperate, man. And hence the time of trouble, the time that's never been seen like on earth. And without any give all praise and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem B'Kakadash Wa Abba Abba and DTA.